Hello my dolly dearies and welcome to another video. So today we're carrying on with our Yandere simulator series. After a year I have finally decided to return. I may have missed it because it completely slipped my mind, but we are back and we're carrying on with the next doll, Miss Mida Rana. She is the teacher rival in Yandere simulator and I'm very excited to make her. And without any further ado, let's get on with the video. For this doll, I'm going to be using this apple white as a base. She has a slightly stained base, but I'm sure we can get rid of that later. To start off, take your sharp scissors and clip the hair as close to the head as possible. Once this is done and her head is all shaved down to stubble, we can chuck away all of the icky hair and remove her head. I thought I can try using a hairdryer this time instead of dunking her head in hot water. So let's see if this works. After warming her head up suitably, I pull her head off using my sleeve as a glove to not burn my hand. And it worked! Now we're going to take our needle nose pliers to scrape all of the stubble out from the inside of her head. With all of the stubble scraped out, you just have to pull all of the icky bits from the inside of her head. This bit can be particularly groggy, and usually my pliers need a good wash afterwards. But with all the hair removed, we can remove her face paint with acetone. I was really hoping that the acetone would remove all of the icky marks on her face, but unfortunately it didn't end up doing that, so we're gonna have to think up some more creative solutions to remove them. I tried using some acne cream to get rid of the spots on her face. But unfortunately, it didn't work. So I ended up taking some paint just to cover up the spots and sealed her face in for the face up using some Mr. Super Clear sealant. Now to start the face. I take my pastels and blend them out using a paintbrush and some small erasers when I put on too much pigment. I blushed her with some deep brown eyeshadow and her cheeks lightly. I also stenciled in her eyebrows. I then sketched out a basic shape for her eyes using a dark brown. I went over it with black to define it more and went in with my other colour pencils to build up colours. The blobs of paint still show through on her face a bit, which I'm a little upset about, but in the final design it doesn't look too bad. face up ended up being really cool. I'm thinking I should make more sassy dolls in the future. But we still have a little more to do. I ended up using my paintbrush to lift pigments off the pencils. I used the pigment from my white pencil to add highlights to her eyes. With her eyes done, all that's left is to add some Liquitex High Gloss varnish to add life to the eyes and lips. Take your varnish and stroke it gently over the eyes and lips, trying to not get any bubbles and let it drip too far. But with her face done, we can move on to her body modifications. Since she is an older character, I thought that she needed to be a little taller. Hopefully I can do a better job of body modifications than I did on Miss Mujakina, which turned out absolutely awfully. But after sawing her apart and gluing her back together to be taller, we can fill in all of the gaps with clay and tinfoil. With your tinfoil, make sure to tear it up real small and get it into the smallest crevices. But with the clay all layered on, I think it looks pretty good. But it did make an absolute mess of my hands. Since it's air dry clay, it washed off super quickly. And you can see how much taller she is than a normal Monster High and Ever After High doll. But with her body all dried out, we can get on to the most dreaded part. Sanding. This bit takes forever. Even if air dry clay sands so much quicker, it just takes way too long. But with her all sanded and some bits reinforced with epoxy sculpts that broke in the process, we can paint her now. I tried to mix up a paint suitable enough to match her skin tone, or be close enough that no one will notice, hopefully. And after a bit of mixing and tampering, I get a very close colour and use it to go over all of the clay. But that's her body done. There are some bits which look a bit odd, but covered up with the clothing, they'll be fine. I sealed everything on the body in with some Mr. Super Clear sealant. Now for the clothing. She has a little bit of a red undershirt or bra showing underneath, so for that I just used some red ribbon and kind of stitched it to the body. I then made a matching red skirt out of spandex, a coat also out of black spandex with some gems on the front as buttons, some tulle stockings also out of spandex, and the two little buckle bits, which are also out of spandex, but with glue on and paint this time. I added a little dot of glue to the top and bottom to glue them onto the thigh-high socks. But that's our outfit done. I won't be including patterns because since this doll is modified, it'll be different for every single doll. Time for the shoes. I take an old doll who is not being used for this project, cover her feet in cling film, and slap on some Mod Podge and old newspapers to make a cast of her feet. Once this is all dry, we'll paint them and that'll be the shoe. If the paper doesn't immediately fall off her feet. But a day or two later, when they're all dried, it looks pretty nice. And all that's left is to cut them down to size. Now that that's done, we can get on with her hair. I made a wig cap out of fabric and made some brown wefts. I didn't have any brown hair, so I ended up taking some yellow and colouring it black. Maybe I'll do a tutorial for that at some point. But that's her head and hair done. All that is left is to reattach her head to the body. I take the head, gently squeezing the temples to ease the head on as to try not to crack the face up. But with that, she is done. I really enjoyed making this doll, and I hope you all enjoyed seeing the process of how I made her. I'll be trying to finish my Yandere Simulator series as soon as possible. At the end, they will also all be going up for sale, so if you want to reserve one, don't hesitate to DM me on Instagram or Discord. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and maybe check out another one. But thank you guys all so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!